So so in the single element selector, what we have seen, we can select using either get element by ID, then like we can use query selector, isn't it? And we can use those things. And in the multi-element selector, we have learned we can select get element what we say, get elements by class name and all those stuff. So similarly for multi-selector, we have one more selector called query selector all. In the single selector, we have query selector, isn't it? One method, query selector. There we can pass either ID or class or tag name, anything, and we can select that element. It, if you remember, isn't it? We have one, if you will remove this all, we used to have one thing called query selector, like this, for single selection of an element in the DOM.
Yeah.
Is that correct? So for multi-selection, we also have one more property called query selector all. Okay. So we will see this, and then we will learn about what are the events in JavaScript, what are the event objects in JavaScript, how we can add an event listener to an HTML element. Then we will see like different kinds of events like mouse over, all those events. Then we will see local storage and session storage. Okay. So let's start. So query selector role is like, if you want to find all HTML element that matches a specified CSS selector, ID, class name, types, attribute, and values of attribute, etc., use the query selector role method. What when we used to like in the last class, when we have used query selector, after that if we use any some class name, then it used to select the first, even if there are five class names, if there are five elements with the same class name, then it used to select the first element with that class name, isn't it? But when we use query selector role, and if we put any suppose if we put any class name, then it will select all the, it's a multi-element selector, so it will select all those elements with that class name. Got it? For example, as you guys already practiced this now, we already practiced this thing in the last class. For example, in this in here, in this const x document dot query selector all p dot intro, so what it will do, p is a paragraph tag, isn't it? So so it will, what it will select with dot intro, means dot intro is the class name, so it will select the paragraph element whose class names are intro. So there can be multiple paragraph whose class name is intro, then it will select these things. Okay. And suppose if you will remove p from here, then what will happen? Suppose some div or some h1 tag also have a class name called intro, then it will select those elements also. It will select h1 with the class name intro, it will select a div with the class name intro, it will select all the li element with the class intro. But if we put p, you guys have learned css selectors, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so same as CSS selector. P dot intro means, the P means paragraph tag, dot intro means the paragraph tag whose class name is intro. Okay, so it will select all those paragraphs. It will select multiple elements. So query, in note I've written here, query selector all method is a multi-element selector. Got it? Like we used to have get elements by class name and get elements by tag name. So this is the third one, a query selector role. Okay. Okay, just give me a second. We will do some coding here also so that it will get clear. Let me open the folder. Just give me a second. So suppose here in, if is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yeah. So let's go to this code and check. So can you see this divs have class line number 28, line number 29, line number 30 has all our divs with the same class name called no, isn't it? Suppose I want to select all this, then what are the ways? Either I can select with I can, how I can select it? I can select like suppose I can select this like and a document dot get elements by class name, and then I can put no. That is one way. Okay. Second way is this query selector. Okay, I can go to this lecture1.js And I can write here. For now, we'll remove all this kind of consoles. I will share this code, okay, later on.
Mm-hmm.
Here, suppose if I write const gle to document selector all. Can you see here suggestion query selector all is coming?
Mm-hmm.
So you can use here, and I can use dot, what was the name? No, with the small case, isn't it? Okay, and now I can do console. Let me run this. You can see we are getting node list 3, div dot node, div dot node, div dot node 3
Mm-hmm.
things, isn't it? So we have selected this. Suppose if I will add one more here in the index.html, if I add one class name to this also, for this UL, even if I am adding one more class name with no, okay. Now we will see it should change to 4. So can you see now node list is 4. One is li
Mm-hmm.
child dot no. Then now what? Now suppose I want to select only divs. Even child UL has a class name called no, but I just want to select the div. Then what I can do using CSS selector. Anyway, I will take one session after once we finish this for all the important topics. So if you want to do this elements, suppose I want to select only for the div, then what I can write? I can write this diagram div dot no. Then it will select only those divs whose class name is no. Okay. Look, now if I will refresh, then li will again went away. Is this fine? Is this clear?
Mm-hmm.
We can do lots of other things also with this. Like whatever you can do with CSS selector, the same logics you can apply here. Hmm? So let's go here. So I hope this is clear to you, isn't it?
Yeah.
So now we will learn about events in JavaScript, and this is one of the very important topic. Like while building the project, not this one, all the topics what we have learned till now, everything is interrelated to each other. That's why I always say that please revise the previous topics, because as soon as you will move forward, all the previous knowledge will be required to understand these things. So a JavaScript can be executed when an event occurs, like when a user click on HTML element. So for example, what it says, look, what it says, suppose if I hover on this is heading, okay. So if I hover on this, it's an event. This event is called mouse hover, okay. When I click on this Google, what we say, this Google link, then it's also an event. It's called on click event, okay. If I click onto it two times, then it is called double click event, okay. So for all this event, we can perform some action using JavaScript. So for example, suppose as soon as I hover on this element, I want to change the background color. So those things I can do it. As soon as I hover onto it, I want to change this text from this is heading to I can change it to this is paragraph. All these things we can do with the help of event listeners. Okay, got it?
Mm-hmm.
So a JavaScript can be executed when an event occurs, like when a user clicks on an HTML element. To execute code, when a user clicks on an element, add JavaScript code to an HTML event attribute or add an event listener to react on any events. For example, like we won't be using this much, okay? This is also a way, but this is not the way we do. We mostly do with the event listener, okay? This is just for your understanding. I have put it one example. Suppose what we said. this keyword, you guys are even not aware of this keyword. Okay, this, for now you can understand, in an element when we use this, it will, this is a keyword that we will learn in object oriented programming. Okay, so this keyword, whenever this refer will this keyword will refer to this element in HTML part. Just remember this for now. This keyword is very complex. Anyway, in React we don't use currently object oriented programming. It's deprecated in React. Currently we only use functional programming. After React 16, slightly we, like, there are versions of React, different version of React. So when React started, it started with object oriented programming. There was no functional programming. But later on in React 16, hooks got introduced, like use effect, all those hooks got introduced. Then, like, currently React 19 version came in. When, as soon as React 17 came, slowly this, what we say, the legacy code that we used to do using object oriented programming in React, that got deprecated now. Okay, but for the interview purpose, you need to learn all the object oriented programming, and as you are coming from the Java background, so it will be very easy for you to understand the object oriented programming. So okay, for now just understand this, this keyword will refer to this element. In whatever element we will use this keyword, it will refer to that element. Okay, so for example, suppose here we have index.html, we have this h1 tag. Okay, this is heading. Okay, so suppose like how, what we can do, that what we can do with this is like, what we say, we can do some operations, but we won't be doing this. We will always use event listener. Okay, just for look, as soon as I written on, so all these are events only. On abort, on blur, on can play, on click. Can you see all these things? On drag, on db click, this is double click. On click, this is on db click, is on double click. On dragged, all these are called events. Okay, we will see those events now. On click, suppose if I want to do something like this, whenever I will write this keyword, it will refer to that element wherever we are writing. Okay, so we can write that. We have learned already inner text, isn't it? Inner text is equal to, this is, let's see whether it works or not. So check this. Just give me a second, my console is not working properly. Next second. Oh, this is the mistake now. Mhm. So is my screen visible? Andrew?
Yes.
Yeah. So it was throwing error. We will refresh it once and we'll see. So suppose as soon as I click on this, so this is changed to, this is paragraph. Can you see this?
Uh-huh.
So this is the way, but we won't be using this way. We don't do these things directly. Okay. So we should never do these things. Got it, na?
Yeah.
So the issue was that we were using double quote 2 times. That was it was not working instead of single. So this is just for an example I showed you. Okay, we won't be using this. So we are I'm removing it. You can practice it later on, just for your understanding. So, like, what are the examples? What are the HTML events we can have? What kind of events we can have? When a user click the mouse, it is an event. When a web page is loaded, suppose if I will refresh this, then this web page will be loaded. This is also an event. This event is called as on load. When we click on that event is called as on click. When we will click on this 2 times, then it is called as on db click. These are the events. We will see what are the different kinds of event we have. So for now you can understand this. When a user clicks the mouse, when a web page is loaded, when an image has been loaded, when the mouse move over an element, when an input field is changed. When an input field is changed, for that we use on change method. These things you will be using your day-to-day programming. Okay. When an HTML form is submitted, on click of submit, we will have some. When a user strokes a key, suppose up key, down key, what all those are events. Okay. So now we will see event and event object. We have one event object. I already explained you that in the window object, we used to have a document object. In document object, we have lots of events, lots of methods, inbuilt methods. Those are using those methods, we used to manipulate the DOM event. Similarly, in the window object only, we have one event object similar to document object. In the using that event object, we can manipulate that. We can do that also have lots of inbuilt method. We can use those things. Okay. So there are many events. You can, like, no need of Google, we will see that how we can check all the events. We will whatever event I will be like covering right now is the most day-to-day, what on click, on change, this method we use on day-to-day life. Okay. Means day-to-day
Mm-hmm.
program. So how we can add an event listener? What is the first step? First step is to select the element. Now you already learned how to select an element using single element selector, using multiple element selector, isn't it? So this is not a big task for you. You can do this step one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then you can add event listener to that element. Then you will add event listener to that element. That keyword is called add event listener. One method is there, is called add event listener, and it will take two arguments. Means two parameter. It will take two parameter. First argument, first parameter will be what type of event it is, whether on when you want to perform this operation, on click, on press key, on mouse over. That means first argument will take event type, what kind of event you want to perform, on click, on press, something like that. Okay. Whatever event you want, double click, whatever event you want. As you have seen, these are the event types, na? So you can choose any of the event type from here, and you can put it in the first argument. Okay. In the second argument, you can either call the function, or you can directly create the function. Here we will see both the things one by one. Okay. So in the second argument, you will create one function, and you will what is the meaning of function? Why we create a function? To perform a specific task, isn't it? Inbuilt method performs a specific task, and similarly in function, we create our custom method to perform some specific task. Okay. So second
Mm-hmm.
argument will be what specific operation you want to perform on that event. As soon as that event occur, function get called automatically. Okay. So this is the way. Look, document.get element by id heading. This is the step one, selecting an element. Okay, got it? Select the element. So this way we have select the element, and then using chain. Then after we are doing, we are chaining. We are using dot concatenating it. Then we are adding add event listener. This is the keyword that we have to use, add event listener. Then in the first argument, I am passing the event type. What is the event type? Click. In the second, here you can like create any kind of function. This is what kind of function this is? Can you tell me? Is it a function expression, or function statement, or arrow function? What it is?
Anonymous.
This is not. Yeah, got it. Without any name, then what it is called? Anonymous function. Okay.
Yeah.
So we will. So what we are doing? The first argument is click. We have added the event type. Second is the function. In this function, what we are doing, function, and what we are doing just console log. You have clicked the heading. Okay, and you can do other stuff also, like in the Windows object. I taught you this thing, na, location.href, if you remember, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So using this location.href, you can, like, if you will write this, then as soon as user will click on that element, it will, as soon as someone clicks, it will redirect the user to the google.com. Let's try this. Okay. element by ID heading. So we have to give something ID as heading. Let's give this one only heading. ID. Okay. We are giving this ID as heading. And then we are writing the score here. First of all, this one. Everything's fine. Yeah. Okay. So heading, this is the document.get element by heading. This is the step one, selecting an element. So when we will do what we are doing, we are selecting an element whose ID is heading. So here in the line number 10, you can see we have one H1 element whose ID is heading. So we have selected this element. And what we are doing after selecting this element, what we are doing, we are adding one event listener, add event listener. Okay. In add event listener, it will take 2 arguments. So what we are doing, that on click of this element, you have to perform some specific task. And what task you want to perform? For that, in the second argument, we are passing the function. And what we are doing, we are doing console log. You have clicked the heading, and what we are doing, we are redirecting it to the google.com, isn't it?
Yeah.
We are already recording, isn't it? So let's see. We'll refresh it. So as soon as we will click on this, can you see we have redirected to this what we say, google.com, isn't it? Whatever you will write there it will redirect. If you will write https completely, then it will redirect there. Okay, then what we can do, save it. Then we can click it. You can see here we are getting, you have clicked the heading, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this is what we are getting. Currently, what I did, I have commented the location.href. Okay. So understood you how to add an event listener. I think this is clear to you. So what we can do, bro, we can directly, instead of writing whole function here, we can write the function outside of it, and in the second argument we can call the function also. Okay, got it? Instead of writing the whole function inside the event listener, we can declare the function outside, and we can just call the function as a second argument. Okay.
Yeah.
So now we will see that what are the events object we have for any event like click, etc., help of parameter. Like how, if you want to check how many events we have, then that also we can check. Look what we can do. Right, we can do console here. Na? So you have clicked the heading, and I am writing here E. So this is the event function. Okay, using this we can check what are the events we have in JavaScript. This E is called as event object. So as soon as I clicked on it, what it says is not defined. It says like that. E is not defined. What it says. So see. Either E or event it will take. There is difference in the browsers. You should always remember that front end always based on the browser. E is not defined. Oh, got it. Here in the function, in the parameter, we have to pass E. Okay. This is the event object. Either you can pass E or you can write event, and then you can console log here event, or you can also console log event. E means event only. Whenever you will see E, it means event. And this E you will be using everywhere. E.target.value till reacting every day. Okay. Now see, as soon as I will click on this, you can see we are getting, you have clicked the heading and then you are getting pointer event. What are the pointer event here? Is trusted, alt key. These are the our what we say event that is done here. Okay, got it?
Yeah.
So this way we can check the our what event we have clicked. Alt key, bubbles, lots of things are there. Client x means from the x-axis how much we have traveled. From the y-axis how much distance we have traveled. Means how much scrolling we have done. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
client x, client y, like that. Offset y. These things are Windows object only. Got it? I hope this is clear.
Yes.
So one of the most important property of event object is target. It tells about where user has clicked on any event occur. Got it? So instead of event, you can write event.target or you can write e.target. Then it will tell the target where user has performed an operation. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
And this look, as soon as on change function will happen when you will go to React or even in JavaScript, suppose if you are dealing with any upload, file upload or something, then on change function we have to write e.target.value. Means if suppose we have 5 fields which is taking some values, then for each value on change function we have to write e.target.value. Means the currently where user is clicking on that input box, take that file. Got it? What is the use case of e.target? It tells the browser where at what element user is clicking. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so you can check here e.target. If you will check now, so look, it's telling us the element. Where are we clicking? H1 ID heading. This is heading. Got it? E.target. What it will tell? It will tell the element where we are clicking. Got it now? From where this event is occurring, and we can check all the class name also. Suppose I want to check the ID of this. Okay, so I can write e.target.id. Then I will get whatever ID it is. Currently, I am getting the whole element. Suppose I want to check wherever the target is happening, I want to check that ID. So you can see we are getting the ID here heading. Okay. Similarly, if we have some class name, currently we don't have any class name. Otherwise, if we will write class name, then we will get the class name also. I hope this is clear. Class name, class list, whatever property you have learned earlier, na? All those things. Suppose it has some attribute, you want to check the attribute, those things also you can check. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. So for now, just wrap it down here. Are you coding along with me or you are just watching?
No, just watch.
You guys need to code along with me, then it's better. So you can see here right now how I showed you ID. Similarly, what we are doing here. So one of the most important property of event object is target. It tells about where user has clicked or or any event occur. Okay. So what I'm doing here, let variable equal to e.target, and then I'm doing console log variable, and it will show the user where user has clicked. And then I can take, then I can find out whether what class name that element has, what ID that element has. So e.target gives an element. We can find out lots of things about that element like ID, class name, class list, etc. using DOM manipulation. This is fine, no?
Yeah.
So this is clear. Then we will go to 6. So we can do the same thing with other events also. Same thing. All other event will take the same thing only. We will select something, then we will add event listener, then we will do some what we say. We will in the first argument we will pass the event type and we will call a function. Let's see this also. Okay, this is mouse over. Mouse over means as soon as we will hover over it. So what we are doing here. Div with the class name container. Mouse is over with the div with the class name container. Then we have to write here dot container. Okay. Okay. Here is the so we will copy this and we will add this as a ID here. This is the div with class name container. We will give this one ID. Okay. ID is equal to this. Fine. So as soon as we will go to this but the container ID heading, okay, after heading we are getting first child, okay, fine. So what we are doing currently, that first you should understand, we have given an ID to this div, container div. And what is there in the container div? We have its child element, div, ul, then another div, three another div, total four div we have, okay. In lecture one here in JS file, what we have done, we have selected this container first, div container, which has ID fui. Then we have added the event listener, and in the event listener, first argument we pass as mouse over, and second argument we pass as function. There, what we are doing, we are just console logging mouse is over the div with the class name container. Okay, let's see. Can you see?
Yeah.
How many times as soon as can you see the number is changing 30, 48, 59? Can you see this number is changing?
Mm-hmm.
55. So how, as soon as I will, how much time we will do, that much time will change. Okay. So this is the another event. Nothing. I just want to say that instead of on click, you can use any kind of event here, event type. So yeah, so we can create some button, and then like selecting and stirring, like we can create button also, button element. You know, in the what we say here, do we have any button element? This is the form. Where's the form? Okay, we are passing name. Suppose here I have created one button. Okay. Button. Okay, and here I am writing type is equal to submit. Okay. One thing you have to learn from this is very important, that I will tell you, because that will be very useful at every place. As soon as we are reviewing it, so suppose I am writing here 2 3. We are not doing any CSS here, that's why we are learning what it says. Cannot read properties of null, reading will on document load. Oh yeah, look what happened. It's where it is redirected. Can you see?
Yeah.
None.php. Why it is redirected to none.php? Because in our form action, action means as soon as we will click on submit, that time what it will do, it will redirect to this page. Got na? Whatever page we
Mm-hmm.
will refer action. But these things we won't use nowadays. Like if you are working in the backend in the PHP, and if you are not using React and any framework, like when in the early days when React was not introduced, that time we used to create like this forms in 2011, 12, 13. Okay, but right now we don't do all these things. Just to say that whenever whatever the file name we will write in the action path, that place it will redirect on click of submit button. That's I want to show you. And one thing more is that, look, as soon as I click on this, then it will reload. Look, as soon as I will click on this button, it will reload. Can you check? Look, it's reload and it's redirected to another page. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
by default, as soon as we click on submit button, it's reload, and then it reload. This is the by default what we say behavior of on submit button. Okay, as soon as we will click on any submit button, the default behavior of that submit button is that it will reload. Got it now? And we have to what we say. So suppose for this button, we can give any ID to it or class name. Suppose I'm giving ID equal to btn, and then we can see the code. Then what we can do, we have given an ID with btn, then we can select this. Just do this one here. You can change this to btn, and then on click, what you have to on click. On click, look, if I will do this, you won't be able to see this right now. Okay, look, 84. What is there in the 84? document query selector cannot read properties of undefined, leave it. So
You have
if I
capital C.
where, what are you saying?
On click.
Okay,
This
here,
C,
okay,
C
okay,
string.
okay, okay. Here we don't use on click. Here we will use only click. Okay.
Mhm.
On React, you have to put on before everything, and it will always follow the camel case. Like instead of mouse over, you have to write on mouse over with on camel case. So on will be small and mouse over will be M will be capital. On change, like we will have here change only. There we will have on change. Okay, so these are few of the differences, like similar to JavaScript only, but there are the few differences, means minor differences. Cannot with properties of null, what it says. Null means there is no btn exists with this id name, what it means to say. We have not saved, I think, look, this issue is coming because we have not saved this index.html file. It's saying that if it is coming null, it means this id doesn't exist there. Look, now as soon as I will click on this, you can see I have written here a function event. I have passed one event, but when I will click on this button, button, a save button, then it should display console log. Mouse is in the console, it should display mouse is over the div with the class name container, isn't it? But it won't display. What it will do, it will, because the default property of submit button is it will redirect, it will reload. First thing is that it will reload. Second thing is that whatever the file name we will write into the action of the form component, form element, it will redirect to that place. Okay, so look, it should show whatever we have written in the console, but it won't show. Can you see? It is redirected to there. So it is showing there, but we are unable to see it. So what we can do, we can remove its default behavior. This method you have to remember, because this is the, like, whenever you will deal with any form, whether be it JavaScript or React, you have to write this to stop the default behavior. What I told you, what is the default behavior of submit button?
Reload.
Reload. So to stop that thing, there is a default behavior, and what we have to do, we are passing, look here, we are passing this event object, isn't it? So this event object has a method called prevent default. Got it? Look, it's coming here, method prevent. Can you see prevent default method event dot prevent default? Got it now? So as soon as we will write this, it will, it will stop the default behavior of the submit button. And this method you have to remember, because you will be using it everywhere. Whenever you will deal with form, you have to use it, because React is a single page application. Okay, and a single page application never reloads. This you know, I think, isn't it? A single page application never reloads. Have you ever seen a Facebook application reloading? Never, no? If I go to Facebook, if you go to facebook.com, then it will never reload. You can check, if notification is coming, it is automatically updating, it's never reload. Even if you go to Instagram or anything which is built on the React, that will never reload. Not only React, any single page application, whether be it AngularJS, whether be it Vue.js. And look, at the end of all the React, Angular, and Vue or Ember, all this framework and library, what is at the end, what is the extension they have? .js. Means everything is either a library or framework of JavaScript. Okay, now see, when if I will click this time, then it won't reload. Now if I click on this save button, can you see it is not relating, and whatever we have written in the console, that we can see here. You got it? You understood the point that I want to mention, that this method you have to remember, e.prevent default. Okay. So what I have written, that we have adding an event listener to a variable button has been stored an element. Okay. And here what we did, look, that is what I want to tell you, that look, what we are doing here, we are passing the function directly, instead of doing all this. Instead of doing this, what we can do also, instead of doing this also, suppose I want to store this in a variable. So I can write let btn is equal to document.query selector btn. Okay, this thing I can do. So this element, now what this document.query selector, this btn will do, tell me? It will select an element, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whose id is btn, and what we are doing, whatever element we have selected, that we are assigning. This is an assignment operator, isn't it? Always go with the fundamental. This is an assignment operator. So whatever element we have selected, we are assigning that to this variable. What are variables? Variable are just a container which will hold some value. So this button is holding the value of an element. Okay. So now what we can do, we can add an event listener to it. btn dot add event listener. Okay, add event listener. Now this add event listener, what it will do, it will take two arguments. One is the uh, event type is click, and then instead of writing the whole function here, I can declare one function. Okay, suppose I am declaring fun function 1. Okay,
Yeah.
and I can create one function here now. Okay. Mm. What we say, using this. What we say? Okay, and whatever we did here, that we can do here. Both will act same. Now if I will click on save button, it is redirecting. What it is doing, it is redirecting. Why it is redirecting, that we have to check. e.prevent default we have written already. Can you tell me the reason why it is?
Oh, the event as a argument. You missed the argument.
Oh yeah, what we miss, we miss the argument here. Got it?
Mm.
Great. So as soon as we click it, it's saying mouse is over, deep with the class name container. This fine. Now you understood how we can utilize event listener. That is just I want to explain. Okay, we can write the whole function here directly, or we can write function separately, and then we can what we can do this. We can define function outside of it, and we can just call the function here. That is also one way. Okay, and here, like instead of click, I have showed you one object was there now. It's called db click, like this. So what it will do, on double click, it will show that the same thing it will do, but the event is different.
Mm-hmm.
If I will do here, click on save, then saying mouse is over with the div class name container. Got it?
Yeah.
Like this. So these are just the events. I hope you understood these things. So just read it once. What we are doing, selecting and storing a variable, selecting the element and storing in a variable. Selecting and storing in a variable btn. Adding event listener to variable btn which has stored an element. Now we are creating one function and we are doing console log. If we click now, then it will redirect to the none.php. Okay, I explained this thing here, so just go through this ppt before the class or after the class. If we click now, then it will redirect to none.php, because default value is submit, and we won't be able to see the console log. The default behavior, the default value is submit, and the submit, let me explain, otherwise for later on. This is fine. So default behavior of submit is to reload, and we won't be able to see the console log to see that we have to prevent the default behavior using prevent default method e dot prevent default. Now it will show this one you have to remember. Okay, this method, this is a very important method. Now it will show thanks in the object. Is this fine? Look, we can add multiple event listener on the same element also. Got my point? Like suppose multiple means I can add another also on hover also. Suppose I want to do something. Okay, so I can take this one only, and what I can do, I can add another one. One is this one. Okay, another what I can do here, and I will change the text. View the text. Okay. Okay, or I will just change the this one. It will be function 2. Okay, and it will be function 2. But we will save it. Look, as soon as I hover on, I have not clicked on it. What it says? Mouse is with class name. It says this thing now. Where it is? It is in the which event it is? Mouse over. On mouse over event, what we are doing, we are preventing the default value, and what we are consoling mouse is with class name. So can you see, we have selected only one element. Okay? When we are doing document.query selector btn, then we are selecting the save button, isn't it? And we are adding different, we are adding multiple event listener to it. Like on how mouse over, we are showing one thing. On click of it, we are showing different. We are doing different operation. Got it? And you understood my point? We can add multiple event listener to a single element. We can select a single element, then we can apply multiple event listener to it. Now there are other event also, like mouse down, mouse up, mouse enter, mouse leave, and mouse move, etc. Okay, for example, we can check look, then we will do document.query selector. Let's see, we'll do this also. Document.query selector don't know what it will select. Can you tell me? It will select what? It will select
First class with
first class.
no, first element with class no.
First element with the class name no. Okay. And what are the events we are passing? For first one, mouse enter, same element na, both will select the same element, both will select the element that has a class, means both are selecting the same element. This you got it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So now in add event listener, we have two different kinds of event. Here we are adding mouse enter, and another is mouse leave. Got it? As soon as we will go into that region, as soon as our this mouse, this is mouse na, so as soon as our mouse will go into that area where this element exists, then it will as soon as it will enter, it will trigger this function. Okay, or as soon as we will we will leave means we will come out from that region, then it will trigger this function. Okay, understood? So let's see, what is the name we have to check it here. No, so this is the div. Okay, after all this ul child 11 child red child 3 child 4, this is dummy div1 here. If we will go to this one, this is dummy div1, then this should happen, isn't it? From our logic, whatever the code we have written, according to that, there are other also with the no, or what? 5 are there. This no we have to remove, otherwise it will take this. It is the second one. Okay, now it is fine. So now what we have to do, as soon as we will go to this is a dummy div1, then it should do those things. So this is the, can you see here, it is, this is a dummy div1. Now we will go here, and what we are doing, first check what we are doing. As soon as we are entering that region, that then we are console logging you entered no, And what other thing we are doing? We are doing document.body.style background color red. The whole body means the whole background color we are changing of the page is a red. Okay, let's see whether it happens or not. Look, can you see?
Mm-hmm.
Now we will come out from that region. Okay, and you can see in the console log what it is written. You entered no, isn't it? Now, as soon as we will leave this region, it should show you exited whatever we have said. Look, you exited no. Got it?
Okay.
So this is the thing, you entered, you exited. Can you see? But continuously it will happen as soon as we go there. Got it? And the other thing also we can do. Look, as soon as we will exit, we can change it to some different color. Like instead of red, I can do here green. Now we can see. Look, we will refresh it. So as soon as I will enter, the background color is red. But as soon as I leave, it is green. Can you see? Again, if I
Mm-hmm.
enter, it's red. Again, if I exit, it's green. Again, enter. You understood the point?
Yeah.
Then fine. So look, now this is all about. Now I think this is this DOM is one of the important topic as per the understanding point of the JavaScript language and from the interview perspective. Okay. And apart from that, in the React, there are also we also manipulate DOM into the React, but it says that we have to avoid it. Means when it is necessary. Suppose if we have to make a little bit of changes, then only we do DOM manipulation. Otherwise, we don't do DOM manipulation. Okay. There are two kinds of component into React. One is control component. One is another. Not two kinds. There are like based on there are means on some basis. Okay, as you have learned in your school time that biology, when we used to learn biology, then it used to say that on this basis this is the classification, on that basis this is the classification. Okay, so on one basis in React the component are classified into two parts: control component and uncontrolled component. So whenever we do DOM manipulation in React, then it is called as uncontrolled component. Okay, this is clear now, you event object and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Shall we take a 10 minutes break, then we will start. Okay.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. Thanks.
At what time? What is the time in your area? Like in your region?
7:23.
7:23. So we will meet at 7:40. Okay.
7:40.
7:33 or 7:30. 7:23 it is happening, na?
Yeah.
So we will meet at 7:35. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vishal, I'm here.
Henry, are you back?
Yeah.
Henry, are you back?
Yes.
Yeah, just give me 2 minutes. Huh?
Okay.
Yeah, Andrew, let me share my screen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so before going to this, do you know what we call this? These things, this console, network tab, all this. What it's combined? If we will combine this all together, what it is called?
The developer tool?
Yeah,
Dev tool?
it's called DevTools. So right now you have understood. You must know about the. You learned about this console, what it is used for, isn't it? In the
Yeah.
first class, I told you we can do all the operations here also, like 55 plus 6, something like that. 55 plus 6, we can get 61, and we can even check the values also. If we write 55 is equal to 6, then we will get false, isn't it? But if we
Mm-hmm.
write 55 is equal to all the JavaScript code, we can directly write here in the console. Okay, so you know this console. So Andrew, you're working since last 3 years as a testing, isn't it? In the testing
Oh,
automation testing.
no, only 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah, but I'm not actually a tester. I'm business system analyst. I work on UI automation.
UI automation.
Yeah.
What is this UI automation? I never heard it.
Yeah, like if you want to automate some clicks or enter some data into
Okay. 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 Got it.
do you know Apache POI library?
Ah, I know Apache.
Yeah, that's what I'm working.
Okay. Basically, whatever the repetitive task people do manually, that you automate, isn't it?
Yes, correct.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so basically, like, this is fine. Okay, so this is console. You got it. Here we can see all the HTML elements. Whatever we have written in our index.html file, now you can see all the codes here in this elements here. Okay,
Yeah.
all whatever code we have written, can you see all those codes are here? So this is the DOM structure we can see here. Huh? This is the first element one. This is the console, and this source is nothing. So this is only whatever we have written here in the JavaScript code. This is the source code, sources. Okay,
Yeah.
and here in the network tab, whatever currently we are not making any API calls. Whenever we make one API call into the backend, that time, suppose for example, if I go here and let me write and let's open some website. Okay, facebook.com. Look, you can see lots of API calls are going on. www.facebook.com, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Here status is 200. 200 means success. Okay, Whenever you will get a status code between 200 to 300, whether be it 204, 201, 202, all these are the status code of success. Okay. Look here, when you will open it, in the header you will get this green color means success. If it is what is the what kind of method we are applying? Get. We have lots of methods here: get, put, post. You have to learn all this, because from the
Yeah.
front end only we will be calling the APIs. So if we have to post some form data to the backend, then we will use post method. If or put method, if something already is there, we want to edit that form data, then we will use put method or patch method. Okay. And if some data we want to fetch from the backend, then we will use this get method. Okay. And here is the endpoint. This request URL is the endpoint, means the API that they have in the backend, the API endpoint, whatever they have created, that we will write in our that we will integrate in our front end code. Okay. So in the response, you can see what are the data they are sending from the backend. We are making an API call here, and in the response we can see what data they are sending us. Okay. In the initiator, you can see from which this is not, since it is deployed, that's why you are unable to see it. It's encrypted. But when you are in the development environment, when it is not deployed, that time you can see from which line of code you are making this API call. Everything will appear in this initiator. Okay, fine now. Then you can check timings also. What are the timing? What time it took to make the request and response? This timing is not important. This response and header is most important. Okay, and this sometimes we use this also, initiator also. And cookies will authentication. For authentication purpose, we send cookies. Okay, response cookie. This value we are getting. So in cookies, we store those things. Whatever the JWT authentication token are there, that we store here. So I hope in the developer tool you understood this element, you understood this console, you understood this source and the network tab, isn't it? Now, if this performance is for this one, what we say, for testing purpose, like how much time it is taking to load and all that. Now, for storage purpose, we have memory in our developer tools. Okay, this is the memory. You can see.
Yeah.
In every browser, the same thing will appear, whether be it Edge, any browser. Okay. So in memory, what happened? No memory, application. Yeah. Here in the application, you can see we have local storage here. In the storage section, we have this local storage, we have this session storage, we have these cookies. Can you see this? Okay. So now, what will happen? Look, what happens? I will show you. So in the first day of class, I told you that front end, there will be how a web application works. Front end will make request to the backend API, then backend will make a request to the database, isn't it? So database, what is a database? It is also a storage, isn't it? So instead of those things, like when we are making some small applications, like for our practice purpose, then we can use local storage. Also, we will be using this local storage or session storage when we will be building large application also. Okay. So for suppose for authentication purpose, for every client, suppose I am a client means I am accessing any application. Okay. So as soon as I will log in into application, they will first authenticate me, and they will send one token from that, and it will get stored here in the local storage. Currently, you can see in the local storage, we have this whttp facebook.com, isn't it? And it's saying session, these things. So whatever authentication will happen, we will get that will get stored here. Okay. So whenever we delete our history, that time if we remove all the cookies and everything, then you have seen that you got log out from all the applications. Have you ever like have you ever experienced this, that whenever you delete some history and they ask whether you want to delete cookies, storage also, then if we select everything and we clear everything out, then suppose if you have logged into the facebook.com, then you will automatically get like sign out from there. Have you ever experienced that? So this is happened because of that, because all our authentication tokens are stored here. And once we clear everything, then authentication token is clear from this, get expired from here, it's clear out from here, then you have to log in again. Okay. You understood the concept of what are the use case of local storage session.
Yeah.
So instead, look, suppose
Does it save just token, or there's some configurations and
no, no, tokens
files?
only, not configurations. We can't tokens only, JWT token there. If there will be time permits, if we will finish this course earlier, then we will create some APIs also. Then we can see how we can send JWT token, and if time permits, otherwise no.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so like in any, like whether you will use Java for backend, you can use any language. You can use Java, you can use PHP, you can use Python, you can use Node.js, any language. Okay, and since you are aware of since you are like already know Java, but I don't think that you have ever created an API, because I don't think that you have went through the
No.
have you learned the, like you have, because why you have not created API, because you have not learned the frameworks of Java. There are frameworks of Java like Hibernate, Spring Boot, isn't it? So we
Yeah.
use this frameworks, Hibernate, Spring Boot, to create APIs. Similarly, in Python, we have frameworks like Flask. Then we have what we say, Django. These frameworks we use to create APIs. Similarly, in PHP, we have Laravel, CodeIgniter. These are the framework of PHP. From using that, we can create API easily. Okay, so whenever we will create API, that time in all this programming language, we have to send the JWT token to the front end for the authentication purpose. That's same, only syntax will change. Always in the back end, the logic will always be same for all the programming language. What will change? The syntax will change. Okay, logic and the method and the algorithm, means how to do a thing, will always be the same. Only their configuration will be different in Java. The configuration will the Java configuration will differ from the Python, and Python will differ from the PHP, but logics and the process will always be the same. So in any programming language, you can use JWT token. Then there are other kind of authentication also, like OAuth, where you can log in through Google, Facebook, like that. You have seen in websites now, login through Google. So that is called as OAuth. Okay. Then you have seen, then you must have heard about single sign-in. Okay, that is also one. This is like recently, next last 3 2 3 years it came. Okay, so this is, I'm just showing you to, right now we will see this local storage and session storage, how we can store something in local storage, and what is the use case of it, that you will learn while building the project. Okay, and now also I will show you something. Got it now? So local storage, session storage, this is the thing. Okay, now what is the difference? First we will discuss the difference. You understood this is just a storage like database. Now what is the difference between local storage and session storage? So suppose if you have stored something into the session storage, okay, and I am into this tab right now. This is this is another tab, this is another tab, isn't it? Both are different tabs. So suppose I'm in this tab, and if I'm storing something in session storage, as soon as I will like cut this tab, na, as soon as I will close this tab, the session storage will expire. It will automatically clear everything. Understood?
Yeah.
Means it will last only till the tab of the browser is open. As soon as you will close the tab of the browser, then it will disappear. It will clear all the whatever you have stored into the session storage. It will automatically clear everything. Okay, but in the local storage, it won't. Even if you will close the browser, if you will completely close the browser, or if you will close the tab, that will still there in the local storage. That's why whenever you log into the Facebook and then you close the browser, again when you write facebook.com, you are automatically signed in, isn't it? Because it is stored in the local storage, not in the session storage. Got it? Currently, you can see in the local storage, we have this www.facebook.com. Okay. So this is the local storage that we until unless we will remove it from our side, until we won't clear it from our from manually from our side, it will there, it will last, it will still be there. Okay, this is the difference. The difference between local storage and session. What is the difference between local storage and session storage? The difference is that as soon as we will close the tab, whatever we store in the session storage, it will get clear. But in the local storage, it won't get clear. It will still there. Okay. So look, both local storage and session storage are used to store key value pair. This you have to remember. Key value pair means object. You understood, na? I already explained this. What data structure we use to store key value pair? We use object. So both local storage and session storage are used to store key value pair in web browser. In browser, we have this local storage and session storage. They allow data to persist beyond the lifetime of a page reload. If you will reload, I will this you will understand the meaning of this page reload later on. Okay. Suppose if I am not storing anything into the what we say local storage, then as soon as I will reload it, all this you will get more clarity when you will learn React. Okay. Here
Mhm.
also you will know, but when you will learn React, that time you will get more clarity. So like what happened in React, we create state, local states. Okay. And if we are not storing it anywhere, so suppose I have created some state and I'm displaying, suppose I have stored, like state is nothing, it's just like variable. Okay. You can consider state as a variable. I have stored something into the variable and I'm displaying that into the, wait, what we can do to understand this. And I'm displaying that variable name somewhere into the H1 tag. Okay. Then as soon as I will reload the application, then it will change. Like it will disappear from there. That we will see in the React. Right now, if whatever I will explain, you won't get much clarity. Okay. Now in the note, session storage is only valid for one session. It will get clear as soon as we close that browser tab. On the other hand, local storage will valid for always until we clear it from the memory. Got it?
Yeah.
Hmm. Now we will see how we can store local storage. Local storage is designed for storing data that needs to persist even after the browser is closed and reopened. Suppose you so sign into the Facebook, you close that, then again you reopen, you are automatically signed. It is useful for data that needs to be available for future sessions. What is the storage limit? Around 5 MB. It's also depend on the browser. Okay. What
Mhm.
is the lifetime? The data persists until explicitly removed using JavaScript or browser setting. Okay, browser setting, if you remove the history, then they will ask whether you want to remove the local storage or not. Okay. So the data will be there until unless we will remove it explicitly, means from our side. Okay. Now what are like, let's see how we can check the this what we say. Mm, I will go here. I'm closing it. Okay. Here. You understood now where we have to check in the application. In the application,
Mhm.
we have local storage and everything. Okay. Now we will go to console for now. Where it is console and here. Okay. How you can check what is there in your local storage? Then for that, everything is a window object. I told you now in the beginning that window is a global object. If you remember, document DOM also comes under window object. This event object also comes under window object because that is a global object. Okay. And every object has its inbuilt method, isn't it? For Windows also method, we have learned some of the inbuilt method, isn't it? In the beginning here, alert, then prompt, confirm, location.href, all these things are the window object, JS window objects. Okay. So suppose if you want to check mm, log dot local storage. Okay. I'm saving it. Let's refresh this. You see, this is still working. Look, what it says is storage length 0. Okay. Can
Mhm.
you see why it is saying storage length 0? Because we have not stored anything in our local storage. Nothing is there. You can see key value. Is there any key? Can you see? Nothing is there. Is there any value? There is no value. Isn't it?
Yeah.
There is no key. There is no value. That's why it is empty. So length is 0. When we will add something to it, then then the length will appear. Okay. So same thing I have written here. We will get length 0 because there is nothing in the local storage. Then how we can add something into the local storage? I told you that everything has some inbuilt method. So add a key value to local, and what it will take? It will always take key value. So method to set item local storage is local storage set item, and we will pass one key here, one value here. Okay. For example, I can write here. Now you can check the length also. If I will check, oh, what we say. Uh, just let me copy paste directly from here only. Let's go through that. Storage doors. Item. Then it will, what it will take? It will take key value pair, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
What will the key? Key will be the name. Okay. What will be the value? Value can be your name. Suppose Henry. Okay. Now I am saving it. As soon as I save it, it is set into the local storage. Now what should be the length? 1, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we'll see in the console. So we have to refresh it to see. Can you see? Still it is saying, why it's saying we have not saved or what? Oh, we have not saved it. Yeah, you can see we have one length, Andrew and here. Okay. So we can check here in the application also. Into the file, we have this key name and value is Andrew. Is that clear?
Mm-hmm.
Similarly, we can set another and like we can set like this also. Okay, suppose I am saying let name2 is equal to Vishal. Okay. Now I can directly assign this variable also into the value. Okay, local storage dot set item, and I can write here as a key name2. And what is the value? It's also name2. But what is this name2? This is the variable name. You can see the color is same for both. Okay. Now if I will save it, and we will go to console. If you refresh, the length is 2. You can see length is 2 here. And we can see into the application, we have name and name2, keys name and name2 are the keys, and value is Andrew and Vishal. Is this fine?
Mm-hmm.
And this we are getting this. Okay. So you understood this. If you will remove this, then you won't get anything. Like you won't get anything in the console because we are console logging. That's why we are getting, but that is not the way. If you will refresh it, you won't get nothing else getting. Na? Suppose if you want to see the name or for the name, and then you, obviously you can do that thing, but it won't actually it won't work like that. Okay, this is just for debugging purpose. Okay, but we don't want to debug. We want to retrieve the value from the local storage and we want to display it somewhere. Then what we have to do? We have to first store it at some place. Then we can display, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Console log. If I am doing here local storage dot name, since it is an object, and I already told you how we can check the object using dot key, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we are doing that. So dot name, you can see Andrew is coming. On what is another way to see the object? Instead of dot, you can write this like that.
Square
We will
brackets.
square brackets, but with the this square bracket is for a dynamic what we say dynamic key value pair. Okay, we have to use it under a string, under a quote. This way. So, again, Andrew is coming. Na? Fine, got it. We will learn. There are lots of things to learn into object because it will useful into the React. So once we will go for object oriented programming, that can be done. You understood how to set the item, isn't it? But we don't want to. This is useful for debugging, but we don't want to debug. We have to retrieve this data from the backend, from the database, and we have to display it somewhere. Suppose for that, what we have to do first, we have to store it uh, in some what we say uh, in some variable. Okay. So what is the way to retrieve this element? For that, we have get item method. So what method I will say? Let is equal to storage dot get item, and what you have to pass here, you have to pass the key. What is the key here? Name. Okay, we pass this key, and then what you can do, console dot log variable. Oh. You understood? If you are searching for some key and if it doesn't exist, then what it will show? It will show none. Okay. You can see it is coming Henry. Got it?
Yeah.
So this is to retrieve some item from the local storage. Okay. So look, method to set item in a local storage set item, it will take one key and one value in this format. Local storage set item name, we can add the variable also in the value if we wish so, like how I showed you now. Okay. Local storage same, again we have setting name to. Now the length of the local storage is 2. Then we can console log this output hurry, but this is just to show in the console for debugging purpose. We can't use in this way. Okay. Method to retrieve item from local storage is local storage get item, and we have to pass key in this format. Okay. This you will be dealing with mostly. You will be in the real world. In the for building your personal project, you can use local storage, session storage. Okay. But when you will be working into the real projects, that time you won't use this local storage for storing in a variable or something. Okay. You will only use this local storage for the authentication purpose. Got it, na? That
Okay.
time only whatever authentication token they are sending, that you have to store in the local storage from the front end side. Okay. That time only you will be dealing with local storage, and there are many ways to send authentication token also. You can send into the header, you can send directly into the local storage. There are different ways. HTTP like in headers also we can pass from the backend side. There are different ways. Okay, but everywhere we will be storing it into the local storage or in cookies. There are two ways to store. One is cookie, one is local storage. Cookie, though local storage is not that what we say secure, but cookies are more secure. Okay. So it will retrieve the value from the local storage, and we are storing it in a variable called num, so that we can reuse it later on. If get item for the key does not exist, then we will get the null output. Okay. So if you want to suppose now there are what we say now there are now there are two items in our here, isn't it? If we go to our application, we have two item here. If you want to delete everything, then what you have to do? You nothing. You just need to run one command. Okay. Storage dot clear. Okay. And as soon as you will run it, now if you will refresh it, then you will see nothing is there. Look, everything is empty. Key value pair. If you want to clear your local storage, then we have clear method. Now we will again get this to you. Okay, again both came na. Now suppose you want to remove only one element. So suppose you want to only remove one key value property. Suppose you want to remove from here name 2. Then what you have to write? The method for that is local storage dot remove item. Okay. Remove item, and what you have to pass here? Key. Suppose you want to remove Vishal, then you can pass name 2. Refresh it. Look, Vishal is removed from here, only F is there. You understood? These are the four methods only you have to remember. Okay. Set item, get item, clear, and remove item. Okay.
Yeah.
So method to delete or clear everything from the local storage is local storage dot clear. Method to delete or clear single key value pair from the local storage is local storage dot remove item key. Okay. Local storage dot remove item name. If I will pass, then entry will be removed. Okay. Here I have given one screenshot of this. For the this four method you have to remember. Local storage dot set item. It will take key and value, but both in the quotation. Okay. For retrieving the data, we have local storage dot get item key, and we are what we will get. We will only get the value. We are passing the key, and we will get the value, and we can store it into a value. Remove specific item, local storage dot remove item key. Clear all data, local storage dot clear. Fine now. So session storage also completely same. What is the difference? As soon as we will close the tab, it will the same thing will happen with this. Okay, means everything will be removed. Okay, session storage is designed for storing data only for the duration on the browser tab. Once the tab is closed, the data is cleared. Okay, storage limit is same 5 MB. Also, it is dependent on the browser. What is the lifetime? The data persists only while the browser tab is open. Understood? No difference. What is the difference? The difference in the lifetime.
Yeah.
For session of storage also we have same thing. Adding item to the session storage, same thing we have to do. Okay, look, we will see one thing and then we can try. Here in the session storage now, if you will go, nothing is there. Okay, now if I will add something, local storage is done. Yeah. Session storage. Item, same thing. Okay, you have to pass, suppose save it, it will get saved. Now if you will refresh it in the session storage here in the index DB, it's why it is not coming. We have refreshed now. It's we have not saved or what? Session storage dot save. It's not coming. Let me check. We are writing the same. Okay, let's try with the get item, then only will come to session storage dot get item right here. Store it into a const. Let's do that. So we can check one more thing. So session storage. See now. We are getting NREW, isn't it? Means if we are getting this NREW, means it is set there. Okay. In the storage also length is 1, means it is set there. Then why we are unable to see it? Maybe this is because of browser something. That is the possibility. Okay, but we are getting it, means it is set there. Should come here in the index DB. Okay, I will see this why it is not coming. But you understood here now, we are getting it in the get in the same functions we are here. Maybe it's because of browser. Similarly, we can use all other method that we use in the local storage. What is the change? Here we used to write local storage, there you have to write session storage. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. So here I already mentioned this thing, save data to the session storage dot set item, retrieve data, const value session storage dot get item, remove specific items, session storage dot remove item, and session storage dot clear. Okay, same things. So now what you can do, let me show you. Yeah, you have those HTML codes, na? Can you share your screen now? Let's do some coding. Then if you will answer anyway, like later on you are not getting time.
Yeah.
Some of the hands-on though, so that whatever we learned today. So you have shared your screen. Okay, so go to index.html file. So here we have this div child 4 at line number 24. Okay. So what I want you to do, I want you to select this element, then you have to add an event listener. Okay, then as soon as someone will hover or mouse over this div element child 4, that time it should console log child 4, and it should what we say, it should change the background color of the entire page, uh, and like what we say, entire page is a green.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm gonna add or copy.
No, no, no. I already look, Andrew. Uh, while you are learning, look. When currently we are learning, so we don't have to show anyone, isn't it? So in the beginning, we have to write everything so that we will remember everything. Okay. Later on, how if you will write multiple times, then it will be in your mind. That's why I'm asking you guys to write. Later on, once you learned everything, then anyway, while working, no one asks you to. While working, you will have pressure to finish something on time. There will be a deadline. That time anyway you have to use chat gpt and everything, you have to work faster. And the person who knows the basic completely, they can only work with the chat gpt. It's not like someone who doesn't know front end and he can use chat gpt or any ai tool like copilot or something and he can develop anything. No, if you know everything, then only write by yourself. What are you looking for?
The method to
Add event listener.
oh yeah.
It is, look, add event listener, I told you it will always follow the camel case. The whole javascript inbuilt method, it will, what it will follow, it will follow the camel case. And you, I already taught you about what are the cases: camel case, kebab case, snake case. In camel case, only the first letter is small. Okay. After that, if you are starting something, the first, I already told you it will take two arguments. First argument will be
Mm-hmm.
the event type.
So
What
the
event type? What event type I told you? I told you mouse over. So write mouse over.
this and the second one.
Second will be function. Yeah, anonymous function you can create. First, you have to console log child for. In mouse over, O will be small. Okay. When you will work on the React, that time it will be capital.
So the like this.
Like this. All the event name will be completely in the small case.
And
Yeah, but you can do document dot body. If you remember, you guys, that's what I asked you guys to do. Document dot body,
um
document dot body dot style. What I told you to change the whole background color. For the whole background color, you will apply the styling to the body. Na? Body is the complete page. Dot style dot color is equal to, no, is equal to this. This you can do using set attribute. Whatever you are doing, passing the function, that we do in the set attribute. Yeah, save it.
I think it's done automatically.
455500. No, not here. Open in the browser, bro.
What do you mean in the browser?
Is it a browser? What you're opening currently?
Yeah.
Yeah, open the console then. How we will see without console? Yeah, you have to. Can you enlarge this? Like expand this? Yeah. You are in the elements. Go to console. Why it is not working? You have to check.
So
Even console log is not coming. No, this is fine. Mouse over is fine. Document.query selector child 4. Can you check this child 4? Copy this child 4 and yeah, copy this and directly search for in the press Control F and check is it existing somewhere else or only at one place. Press Control F. Control F. Here paste it. Is it only at one place? Then it should take, na? Why it is not taking? Go to index.js. The browser, can you open it in, can you open the index, go to this, where are you saving this folder, index.html and index.js? Go to that folder first. Not here, in the folder, fe folder, go to fe folder. Yeah, click on index, that open with Chrome or something like that, not with Opera. Yeah, Chrome.
Okay.
Now open the now open inspect element. Go to console. Why it's not working? I'm getting it. Okay, do one thing first. Uh, what? Okay, this thing sometimes. Oh, go there again into the Chrome browser, bro. Go again. We'll check something. Yeah. What you can do? Close the Chrome browser and again open. Control the console. No, no, not browser. Oh, sorry. I asked you to open it.
Yeah, I have one more open.
You open, but what it's saying, index.js, js1 failed to resolve an error, file or not found. Index2.js, where is index2.js? You are not rendering this thing. Go to your file, that is the issue. Where is index2.js? That is the issue. No, the JS file name should be changed, not this. You have changed the HTML file name only. No, what are you doing? This is HTML only. Remove, just
Okay,
write
okay,
index.
okay, okay.
Yeah. Go to that if in JX file and change it to index2.
Index2.
Ah,
That's
where
it.
is this? Yeah, save it. No, no, yeah, leave it like that. Go to your HTML file. We will see whether the file name is correct or not in the in your code. Yeah. What is your in dot? Go down. Index2.js. Now it will work. Look, in SRC you are putting index2.js and your file name was index.js. Now refresh it. Refresh it first. Yeah. Can you see coming now?
Yeah.
You understood how to debug. In the right side, it was showing that there is nothing like index2.js. It was telling you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Understood now? So
Mm-hmm.
learn to debug also. Like even as a tester, when someone works, they should know. Like currently, I have seen lots of automation engineer, automation tester, like a tester with 7 years of experience. When client raise some bugs, they don't know whether this bug related to front end or back end. Then they will always ask the developer, can you please analyze it and tell us where should I assign, to whom shall I assign, to a front end developer or a back end developer? Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
learn this dev tool properly so that you using network tab console while working on the React. I will explain all those stuff. But whether be you a developer or a tester, you should understand whether this bug is coming from front end or back end. Okay, this is the most important thing you should know.
Mm-hmm.
So now what you do? Go to your code base. Uh, Here now what you have to do, this whatever element you are selecting, store it in a variable, and then using that variable you can add, in that variable you can assign, you can apply event listener, and you have to create and in the event listener as a second argument you just need to call the function, and you have to declare the function outside of the event listener. Okay, same thing. Just refactor this code from line, refactor this code. Refactor this code.
Oh, you said, okay.
Yeah, store it in a variable. Don't copy, write from yourself. You're learning right now.
Uh-huh.
While learning, you should not copy.
Then, let function
Add event listener, camel case.
looks good.
Working fine?
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, Now go to your, what we say, index.html file.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Go up. Uh, Select all the element having a class name called child UL.
Okay, this one, right?
Without using document.get elements by class name.
Uh-huh.
Can you see the pattern in all the methods that it is a camel case?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, show me. I want to see it in the console. No. Store it in a variable in the display. Look, why you need to store into the variable? Because you can reuse it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, it doesn't work.
No. What you do? First, you comment out the previous code. That line is not getting still executed right now. Why? How it will work? It won't work now.
Why it won't work?
Okay, save it. Go down. Go there. Yeah, I will refresh it. Nothing is working. Go to your go to your HTML file. Go down. Go down. Look in the script tag. What are you doing?
Okay, I see.
Is it coming?
Yeah.
Now you understood the issue. What for solving this issue, what you can do, go to your HTML file.
Mm-hmm.
Not here. A file on Codebase.
I think it changed because it was index 2.
Index 2 it was, but you are writing now, you are writing sometimes code in index2.js, you are writing sometimes code in index.js.
Okay.
Okay. So what you
Uh,
can do, you can add both. Don't delete, leave it. What you can do, anyway, we add so many script file here. Just
yeah,
copy line number 44 completely. Copy
like
it.
this.
And you can write index2 and comment out. Suppose if you are writing in index.js, then you can comment out the index2.js. When you are working with index.js, then you can comment out index2.js. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, till here it is fine. So let me see. Okay. Now what you do? Yeah, something you can do. What? Go to index dot yeah, that HTML file. Yeah. Mm. What you do in the mm, in line number 22, we have this child 2, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
So I want you to select this element and add one event listener to it. Okay. And using that event listener, what you have to do on click of this div child 2, you said you have to change it to from child 2 to you have to change it to parent 2. The text should change from child 2 to parent 2, but using event listener.
Mhm.
Fine. Now write a function first.
Function which change the text, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So to change the text, to use inner text.
Yeah, but you have to pass something into the function parameter.
Yeah. To pass out
Not element.
event, right?
Okay, you try first, then I will let you know. You try from your side, whatever you're like feeling that will work. Then we will see.
Uh, okay, so do we call
Not
document or
look. You have selected this element. Okay, child 2. Now what I am asking you to, child 2 is already there, isn't it? First you add event listener. We will create the function later on. First write the event listener. You can create function later on. So first add the, what we say, mm,
mm-hmm.
event listener to this.
I don't remember properties or methods should be called. Do I call
Mhm.
document, right?
add event listener. Not here. First, I'm asking you to create the event listener. Oh, you have added. Okay, F1. So what you can do, mm, what you can do, child to you selected. Okay, then you can remove that event from there. Remove the event.
Mm-hmm.
Right, uh, child to dot inner text. Child to dot child to whatever variable wherever you have stored this element dot inner text. Yeah, don't select type. Okay, is
Yeah.
equal to what I parent to or something. Yeah, new text. Yeah,
Okay, child.
refresh it. No, click on it. Coming new text.
Mm-hmm.
Fine, got it. That's why I'm asking you to practice different things from your mind. Okay,
Okay.
why it is coming for this is dummy div. Take this is dummy div also have this same only same class name. Can you check once why it is coming new text? Check the class name for this dummy div one. This is dummy div one. Then why that is coming here also new text?
I think if I
Save it and check.
maybe I have method.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's not related
Oh, it's not
to
related to
this
this. Okay,
this
okay, that's
scenario.
fine. Okay, then it is fine. Okay, got it now.
Yeah.
You understood? So practice a little bit more, Andrew, because as we will move forward, you have to remember the previous thing also, and then again you have to remember the new things also. Okay. For that purpose,
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying. What else you want? What else we can practice? So you guys didn't practice the previous stuffs, nah? So like anyway, tomorrow and day after tomorrow is leave. So you guys won't anyway. No one is going to practice on the New Year Eve. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So and before starting the project, I want you guys to revise everything. Okay. So in the next session, in the next session, I will because in the next session will be on the Thursday, isn't it? Means your Wednesday, mine Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay, so your Wednesday, no, Tuesday, Wednesday is off. Your Thursday, na? When the next class will, when the next class will have?
Next class on Thursday.
Your Thursday,
Yeah.
my Friday. Okay. So on your Thursday, we will learn about the math object and date object. And there is one more thing into the session storage that I want to say. Or no, right now we will practice that also. And there is one thing left into the session storage and local storage that I left. Okay. Right
Mm-hmm.
now I will show you that small topic. It will hardly take 15 minutes. Okay. So we will finish that session storage, strength storage, and we will finish the math object and data object. Okay, overview just because there are lots of method you don't have to remember everything. I will just show you once all the methods. So later on while working, at least that there will be in your mind. Okay, if I need data into this format, if I need in this format, then I can use this method. Just so
What
that
is map object?
mathematics. You know, in Java also we have
Math.
dot
Okay.
math.
Okay.
Same. I think you are aware of dot floor, dot seal, all this
Yeah.
method,
Yeah.
dot absolute, isn't it? So those things will just take overview and then we will go for the date object. Okay. We will see those things in the next session. And in the last half an hour, we will discuss. But I just want one thing from you guys that please don't look for online while learning. Okay. You need to you can go to all the AI tools anytime while doing development. But while learning, please don't. Why we do why I'm asking you guys not to go online and search for something is that while learning you have to apply your brain like what the more you think the more your mind will grow. Okay, the more you will be able to debug. If you will start taking the help for AI or online stuff right now, then that like the purpose for which you have came here, that won't be fulfilled. Okay, the learning won't be that much great if you will start looking right now, because we don't have to prove anyone here, isn't it? We came here to learn, Na? We want to grow our mind. For that purpose, right now, don't look for online thing. Try how as much as you can. No issues. No one is going to judge you here. Everyone is a beginner in the beginning. Okay. So once you learned everything while development, while working for a company, while developing any project, that time obviously everyone use ChatGPT. I hardly write some code from my own head. Most of the time I use ChatGPT and all those systems. But for using ChatGPT also, once your basic is very perfect, when you understand the core concept of JavaScript, when you understand the core concept of React, then only you can develop any project using ChatGPT or any AI tool. Got my point? Why I am
Mm.
suggesting you guys not to look online right now. So in the last 45 minutes, I will show you the project, and I will I will expect in the class only spend 20 minutes time, whether take notebook or notepad or whatever, and tell me the algorithm how you are going to develop it. I don't want code. I just want the algorithm. You know na, what algorithm means?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Algorithm is a set of like process how I am going to do it. I will do step one, I will do this stuff. Step two, I will do this stuff like that. Okay. So that way we'll do. Right now, what you do, you can add two, three items into the local storage and show me like all the four methods that I told you right now. No, do it. What e dot prevent default will do?
The what?
What prevent default method does?
Oh, prevent prevent default behavior of the element.
Not element, always for the submit type. When the button type is submit, then only it works. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
got it. So now create add some item into the local storage and so on, and then like get that element, then remove one item, then clear everything. Don't use this. How many times do I need to tell Andrew?
Uh,
Why are you using these things?
like like if it comes automatically, I have already I have
I
already
know,
seen.
I know. But look,
So
what will
it
happen
makes
when
no
you
sense to waste time if I already saw it. No.
yeah, that is fine. But if you will type, you will remember because when you go to interview, that time you won't get this kind of suggestion. Okay, and if you are habitual of these suggestions, then at that time you will like get nervous. What was you will forget what are the syntax, what are the because when we write, then we know okay we are following camel case all this stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Not what are you doing? We we no direct no need to do you can store it in a you can write a const value equal to local storage to get item na? This is for
Get
debugging purpose.
to get item.
uh, to get the item we have get item, so don't use let value. If we will tell get item, then what we will get the value of that key, whatever we will pass a key here and we will get the value of that key, isn't it? So you can mention the variable name as value or something like that. Yeah, now you can console log item. Click there, file, go to the click on the file. Coming Andrew, why it is coming like this?
There is no key.
Why there is no key? One origin. Refresh it once, we will see. Okay, this is browser related, no issues. You can go to
You
once
sure?
click on the yeah, it's your like try with some different browser. Open this with some different browser. Do you have Edge or something? Yeah. What is there?
I can't see application.
Yeah, there will be application. Application will be everywhere. For all the browser, we have same kind of dev tools. Look for applications. Why there's so much things are coming in yours? Memory, console. Can you go down somewhere? It should. Why? I was also looking. I was also using this only. No, Edge only. It was showing in mine. Why it's not showing in yours? Extend it. Yeah. Yeah. After that, what is there? After here is the application, which is the point. Click here, go to the file. Can you see name and value is coming? That is, I told you, every browser has their different kinds of dev tool. Na? You got my point. Oh, that time why it was not coming? Click on the session storage sidewise. Yeah, in the arrow of the session storage. That was the issue. Now set something into the session storage. You will get. That time we are not getting, na. But in the get, we will change it to session storage just. And same here also let. Uh, Save it, refresh it.
No.
Not here, refresh your browser.
Oh.
Look, okay. Okay. So now, remove, add one more item, then remove one item, then clear everything.
So add one item and remove it?
No, add one more item first. You can write, you can name it, you can like set one more item. First, you have to set, na? Well, using let for setting. For getting, you have to store in a variable. While setting, you don't have to store in a variable, na?
Okay.
Mhm.
And you want to get it?
No need to get it. Directly go there and check in the session storage whether two objects are coming, two key value pairs are coming or not. Coming now. Now remove Henry from here. Now remove everything from here.
Uh,
Clear.
Here.
Clear. Yeah. Function. Method. It's a method. Yeah. Learn everything. I think everything is clear right now, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So, what I was saying that in the whenever we will start project, before that, I want you guys to revise each and every topic what you have learned till now. Okay. Then only if you will come with this learning, then only you will able to think what you can do. If these things are not in your mind, then if you won't be able to think what I can apply here. Got my point?
Mm-hmm.
The important topic for that project is array functions. Okay, string array function, DOM and event objects. This one. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
local storage, session storage is basic only. Okay, revise these topics before. So when you will when you in the after Thursday we won't be having any class on the Friday. So next week we will have class. Na? So you have gap also. On Thursday we will study all those date object, math object, and then on the next Monday, your Monday class, you will have time again. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, weekends are also there. So just revise all this concept so that when you will come and you start doing the project, that time you don't have to go for the syntax and all those stuff what I can apply. You are getting my point why I'm telling you
Mhm.
guys to revise.
Yeah.
Do that stuff. Otherwise, like if you guys won't revise and try to do the project, you will get stuck at many places. Okay.
Yeah.
So like I think this much is enough for today, isn't it?
Mhm.